victims, non-stop victims of right-wing attacks.
I never said that.
But you said that. You implied that in everything you said. No. And so
I didn't say all Muslims. I said there are rape gangs which include Muslims.
In my film, he goes against criminals, not Muslims. Criminals. And
no, he didn't. He murdered an entire family.
And that's the thing.
No, he didn't. That's not true, Uwe. He killed the entire family, Uwe. You're lying. He killed the entire family. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not lying. He shoots the entire family.
Were they all criminals? Was the girl a criminal? Was his sister a criminal?
No, but she was okay with the rape, and she saw the rape as a witness.
If you've been following this channel, you know I love watching Mehdi Hasan challenge political figures on the left, and this one gets interesting fast. This time he confronts Uwe Boll, director of the controversial Citizen-Vigilante film, over his changing views on Donald Trump. Back in 2018, Boll was highly critical of Trump. Now, with a very different audience around him, his position sounds noticeably different. So what changed? Mehdi brings up the old comments and asks him directly. Before we dive in, comment where you're watching from, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's watch.
Armie Hammer is the star of this film.
Yeah.
The irony of Armie Hammer being in a film about vigilante justice. Armie Hammer was accused of rape in 2021. The authorities dropped those charges in 2023. He denied it. They said there was not enough evidence. In that 2-year period where he was being investigated, but not charged with a crime or convicted, should we have supported a vigilante going and taking out Armie Hammer because the justice system wasn't dealing with this rapist? Of course not. But the irony of Armie Hammer playing a vigilante, killing people who haven't been convicted of any crimes, is just amazing to me.
All right. Uwe, let me ask you first of all. Uwe, I will let you respond, but just my question just off the top. My question at the top for you is, have you heard personally from Elon Musk? Have you talked to him about this?
No, not really. We just had exchanges as messages, basically.
And what did he say? No, hang on, that's very interesting. Uwe, what did Elon Musk say to you?
No, it was only that he liked what he saw, and if we could play the movie on X, right? And then we said, yeah, whatever. If it's like a short-term period, we maybe can do it. So, but I need to say one thing. This Syrian refugee family, where the son was a rapist. He did the gang rape. That's basically on a case what was in Hamburg a few years ago. And I think stuff like this incites violence in the population, because if you have 8 rapists and they don't get prosecuted, they don't go to jail, then people getting this kind of vigilante fantasies, right? They think like, what the fuck? Why people don't go to jail if they rape a 15-year-old girl?
Non-migrant rapists don't go to jail as well.
Now I'm
Jeffrey Epstein got away with it.
In all your talk today, you say all Muslims are whatever victims, non-stop victims of right-wing attacks.
I never said that.
But you said that. You implied that in everything you said. No. And so
I didn't say all Muslims. I said there are rape gangs which include Muslims.
In my film, he goes against criminals, not Muslims. Criminals. And
no, he didn't. He murdered an entire family.
And that's the thing.
No, he didn't. That's not true, Uwe. He killed the entire family, Uwe. You're lying. He killed the entire family. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not lying. He shoots the entire family.
Were they all criminals? Was the girl a criminal? Was his sister a criminal?
No, but she was okay with the rape, and she saw the rape as a witness. So you
support killing people for having views you don't like?
Don't forget, it's a fictional movie. It's a fictional movie, and in movies,
but you're talking in real life now. You're saying he killed only criminals. I pointed out he didn't kill only criminals, and you said, but she had it coming.
You said basically what you say is that it doesn't really matter. It was just a random Syrian family. He goes in and executes them. Total bullshit.
I didn't say random. You're lying. I specifically said the son was a rapist and he killed the entire family. And that clip is being shown as a moderate response. I've said this multiple times, Uwe. Yeah, that clip has been used online as a moderate response. You should condemn that. Well, you should condemn it. You should condemn it. If I made something, if I wrote something that was being used by far-right people to incite violence, I would say...
The reality is that the people are fed up with the situation how it is. The migration
doesn't work. Which of the people, Uwe? You don't speak for the people. People are fed up with Jeffrey Epstein too. Should they go around and kill Donald Trump and Republicans? Obviously not.
Well, you mentioned Trump there.
People are upset with lots of things.
Well, hang on. You mentioned Trump there. There have been a lot of memes online replacing Armie Hammer with Trump. Let's take a look at this. You can see him there, a citizen vigilante to the president.
Yeah, Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein's good pal, man found liable for sexual abuse.
What is your view, Uwe, what is your view of Donald Trump? Because you were very, very critical of him a few years ago. You called him a fascist and so on. What's your view of him now?
No, I think that Trump won the election against Harris because Harris was a phony and totally not believable at all, not authentic. And I think that the Democrats, especially Biden, who was kind of dementia, completely dropped the ball. And that's the reason Donald Trump got reelected. So
but he didn't ask you that. He said, what's your view of Trump, Uwe?
No, the view of Trump now is that I think he started strong after he got elected. And then the thing's going a little sideways for him right now, right? I think the Iran war was just kind of an unplanned...
But when you called him in 2018, Uwe, you said of him, he was lying and lying and lying. This is about him winning in 2016. And his politic is only to make the rich richer and the poor poorer.
But that's basically, unfortunately, most of the time the result of politics in general, right? So, but it's true. It's like, look,
he can't criticize him now. His entire crowd is MAGA. His entire audience is MAGA.
My only question, Uwe, do you still think that Donald Trump is a serial liar whose politics only make the rich richer and the poor poorer, as you said in 2018?
No, I mean that was, I think, based on the first term. Right?
You don't feel that now?
I think at the first term, and I think also that Trump definitely takes care of his own family when he is a president now, as we see in his filings, right? So, and I think we just need to see it realistically. But the reality is also that I think that in total for the economy, for example, in the US, and also with my immigration that 8 million people just walked into the country, under Harris, I think the people made the vote and felt, okay, you know what? It doesn't work. We need Trump again. So I'm not an American. I cannot vote there, right? But I'm kind of on the side like a guy like Bill Maher, who sees the plus and the negative at the same time, and you have to evaluate what is the better way to go.
Okay, you've answered the question.
So, did you catch what just happened there? There are really two major takeaways. First, Uwe Boll's entire defense was built around the claim that his character only targets criminals. But Mehdi Hasan challenged that argument almost immediately by pointing out that an entire family is killed in the film, including someone who wasn't presented as a criminal. That creates a pretty serious problem for the argument that this is simply about vigilante justice against criminals. And then there's the Elon Musk angle. Musk amplified the film online, and instead of treating the violent premise as something that deserves serious scrutiny, Boll seemed unwilling to strongly condemn that support. But perhaps the most revealing part was the political shift. This is the same person who was sharply critical of Donald Trump back in 2018. Today, he's speaking to an audience that is much more sympathetic to Trump and MAGA politics. Maybe his views genuinely changed. That's possible. But when someone moves from calling Trump a serial liar to defending him years later, it's completely fair to ask what caused that change. Because political consistency matters. You can't present yourself as simply exposing real frustrations in society while avoiding difficult questions about where those frustrations can lead. And that's ultimately what Mehdi Hasan forced into the open. Not just questions about a movie, but questions about political principles, changing positions, and whether an audience can influence the message being delivered. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe.